How's it, beloved? Good naratil khanaga, and welcome to Ora K. In the past few days, I've been seeing my Facebook memories. Ora K is 1 year old. So happy birthday, happy anniversary to us. Shout out to 108, shout out to Contraband. It's been such an interesting year. A very interesting year. I think that is why there is a need for season 2. Besides the fact that I missed you guys, the biggest need is that so many things have happened in the past year. We took a hiatus. It was not planned. It took about a 6-7 month hiatus. It was not planned. Sana, life happens, and it happens to the best of us. So Lorna, life happened, and there's so many things that I want to tell you. There's so many things that I want us to talk about. There's so many things that I want us to tackle. All right. So, I wrote something here that sounds really cool, that I want to read out. That will be sort of explaining what we're doing now. Right? But before that, Batung Penyo, hello. How's it? Penyo doesn't have a mic, but I was just saying hello. I'm obviously, I could make you, yes, I'm alone, but then I've got, my trusty producer. Anyway, so I wrote something. Obviously with the help of AI. Guys, I want us to talk about AI. Okay, I'm yapping, but anyway. So, welcome back to Ora K. In season 2, we are going to be creating a safe space for personal expression. So between me and you, between me and my guests, and just all of us who are going to be involved in Ora K, it's going to be a safe space to express ourselves. And it's also a space where I'll be sharing my journey, my life journey, really. Where I'll be sharing the joys of love, the pains of loss, the struggle for healing, and the thrill of self-discovery. I'll be sharing my own journey, but I'll also use the platform, to share connections and journeys of my guests. I'm going to be having some guests here and there. We love people here at Ora K. So I'm going to be having guests, and we're going to be sharing their stories, relatable stories, and really personal stuff. I'd like to emphasize just how personal season 2 is going to be. Right. So, for starters, I said to you guys that so much has happened in the past year. I had to finally deal with my mental health. Something happened that made me, or that forced me to proper come to terms with what is going on in my head and to take the steps to deal with it. I thought I wouldn't jump on it now already, but anyway, let's get into it. Last year, at my job, I've got a job, guys. At my job, we went through a Section 189. Section 189 in layman's terms, really, it's just a retrenchment process. So throughout that whole process, Sana, when it was announced, our jobs as they ceased to exist. The structure that we had within my department, it ceased to exist, and the business was developing or employing a new structure within my department, or in marketing. We all know I'm in marketing. So marketing as we know it at my place of employ changed, right? So what that meant was that we had to reapply, not reapply actually, we had to apply for the new roles in the new structure, right? And that meant like I said, that meant that the jobs that we had at that time literally ceased to exist. And now there was not really a guarantee that you will get a job in the new structure, because obviously it's literally like applying for a new job in another organization, because that is essentially what it is. Your skills are vetted from scratch. Literally, your qualifications are vetted from scratch. Your entire CV. I remember we even had a session where they taught us how to fix our CVs. That's just how new it was. Literally from senior management all the way to the lowest level within marketing, right? So I don't know if any of you have ever been in such a situation. If you have, I'd love to chat about it further. I know I want to get into retrenchment at some point. I want to get into retrenchment particularly, and what it means for us. I mean, at our age, or maybe when you're a bit older, retrenchment at different levels of your life, because how things were structured in our team, or how the team was structured, was that we literally had people who had families, right? People who had families, children, wives, houses, cars, and all of those other things. And then we had people who had just gotten married. We had people who, who've had assets or whatever, single people or whatever. And then there were the likes of me, who I've only been permanently employed probably, I think this is 2025 is probably my fifth year, or my fourth year permanently employed, right? So I had to deal with the thought of being retrenched. And I think another thing about that whole process that really got to me was how now you sort of you second guess yourself, right? Because now you're thinking, I have to put my qualifications forth again. I have to, put my skills forth. Now you have to reevaluate, or you have to evaluate within yourself to say, have I gained any new skills, any new qualifications, any new anything to bring forth? Or is my CV different from when I brought it in 2-3 years ago, and will that make me stand out? So it made me think about so many things, think about myself on a deeper level. And that somehow, it shook my head. It shook my head. It shook my head bad. And I don't think I realized just how bad it was until the whole process ended, when the process ended, we lost people who we had become. You for as much as we say, nobody's your friend, we're just there to work, that's not really how we are as humans. And that's definitely not how we are as Black people. I think I'm saying this for the millionth time in the past month, that Black people are collectivist in nature. We are very close-knit in nature. So me and others besides me, we had created a small Anyana family, and within the workspace. And we literally watched that family fall apart. And it hit us so bad. It hit me particularly so bad. But then again, I did not realize just how bad it was until the end of the process. Okay, fast forward. I made it. I got to get my job again. Not my job again. A new job, right? I'm gonna say my job again because it's still within the same company, but I got a new job. The good news is that it came with a promotion, a title change. Which was very welcome. But then again, like I'm saying, it was such a mind shift, man. It was a big mind shift, and that forced me to deal with my emotions, my mental space, and all of those things. So a story of how it actually forced me. Hey, so good now. I'm going to work. Mara, I can feel, Horman, alright, man. I'm not feeling too good. but I can't really pin down why I'm not feeling good, right? It's a mental thing, really, at that time. I leave from here I take my taxi route. So as the taxi gets into Joburg CBD, I think I sort of felt my head shut down. My head shut down somehow. I had a mental breakdown. That's what I say it is. That's how I experienced it. I really thought it was a mental breakdown. Got off the taxi. I went to my GP. They were not open yet. They opened at 8. It was around 7 o'clock at that time. 7 o'clock past 7. I got off the taxi. I remember and explained to my doctor how I was feeling. You know how in the movies, ne? I'm going to give you a mental picture. I want you to picture this. You know how in the movies, ne? Usually in American movies, and then there's going to be this one person who is standing in the middle of Times Square, and then it's like time has stopped for them. Yeah, like for them alone, and everything is just moving so fast, like zoom, there's taxis and there's people and there's whatever. Like, do you get that image? Like, do you get it? Anyway, that's what it felt like. It felt like everything was moving around me and I just could not. Sleep paralysis. That's what it was like. But I was awake. It was 7 o'clock in the morning. So that's how I explained it to my doctor. And then my doctor was like, my sister. I was like, yep, I get you. And then I got admitted into a wellness center. I'm not gonna say it's like a mental institution, but it is. Sabu Vesconyana, so it's Sabu Vesconyana. But guys, I needed it because I was really not okay, right? So fast forward, I got admitted. I remember I had to call my boss to let her know. I'm like, my girl, I'm not coming in today because I just got admitted into hospital. Oh my gosh, Laura, are you okay? Blah blah blah. I'm like, I don't know yet. I'll let you know. But yeah, I'm not available. I'm not agiyo. I called my aunt. Sana, oh bless that girl's heart. My aunt lives in Cosmos City. Cosmos like 30 minutes from Joburg. I personally live 30 minutes from Joburg, which is an hour for my aunt. Sana, I got on a taxi. I came home and my aunt came behind, and then I packed my stuff and then she dropped me off. I go Parktown, you know that Minty institution there in Parktown. That one. Yeah. She dropped me off and I met my psychiatrist the following day and my psychologist. I met them the following day. But the way things were so bad, Sana, I remember the admitting nurse, as she is now taking down my current symptoms and so on and so forth. And then she has to relay them to the doctor to see if there's anything that the doctor wants me to take before I can physically see them. The doctor is in the psychiatrist, before I could physically see them the following day or whatever, And then now she's explaining to the doctor, no, this person who feels so. These are her symptoms and whatnot. And some of the high doses of medication that I got that day. The high doses of sleeping pills. Mind you, I'm still on a flipping high dose of sleeping pills. And yeah, anyway, so that happened. And then I was admitted for the full 21 days. You get like the full 21 days. I was admitted for the full 21 days. Like I was not fit enough. Sometimes batlari. Yeah, no, you're okay to leave. You're okay to, after 14 days, after 16 days, but you can go. No, I was in there for the full 21 days. And then I think I got like another 2 weeks after. Because guys, it was bad. My problem Ne, one of my problems after diagnosis and everything, I'll tell you about that like later. My problem is that, as my doctors explained, was that I had been suppressing for so long. I'd been suppressing everything and anything and everything for a long time, right? So my advice to you, don't suppress anything. Don't suppress your feelings. Your feelings are so valid. And you need to feel your feelings, man. And you need to start understanding what your feelings are. You know, one of my favorite exercises from my time at the institution was that before group sessions, usually, before every group session, whether we'd have the group session with like a group psychologist or what's that, occupational therapist or whatever else, or whoever else, they gave us a list of emotions and what they mean, and like with words of what the feeling is. Are you feeling happy? Are you feeling excited? Are you feeling sad? Are you feeling, all of them? It's like a full A4 with probably like 5 columns from top to bottom with names of feelings, right? Some feelings that I didn't even know existed, or some feelings that I didn't even know I had, right? So what they emphasized was that when you get into the session, they ask each person, tell us your name and tell us how you're feeling. Hello, I'm Oratili, and I'm feeling. You can't even say I'm feeling, because is not a feeling. They say, look at the chart, and so it has like faces, like little emojis that sort of, a picture will sort of illustrate better what the feeling is if you don't understand what the word is, right? Considering that some words were literally new to not just me, but I suppose the best of us, right? So you got into the session and you had to explain your feeling, or you had to call out your feeling. If you don't know when you're feeling, then the thing goes around and then it comes back to you. You must have decided what you feel like, right? And I feel like it's an important exercise. It's one thing that I've tried to implement since then. When I wake up in the morning and whoever texts me or calls me in the morning and they ask, how are you? I try to really sit and figure out, how do I feel? What is the name of that feeling before I say, hi, Kishapu? Because we are so quick to say, hi, Kishapu. But what does Kishapu mean? I know, a lot of times Kishapu for me would probably just mean, I don't really want to talk about it, or would just mean, I'm sad, but I don't think you care, or I'm happy, but it's not important, or I don't really know how I feel. You understand? So we just cover it up, or I would just cover it up with Kishapo. But I think since that time, I really try to put a name to what I feel. So I think it's important that we all do that. I think it's something that's Googleable, actually. Google a list of feelings, maybe print it out or whatever. I need to find that page somewhere. It's in my handouts from there. I think I last opened it the last day I was admitted. But I think I need to find that page and put it somewhere close by where I can actually realize my feelings, right? So for a long time in my life, my first diagnosis was in 2014 or 13. I got diagnosed with clinical depression and generalized anxiety disorder. I'll tell you where this comes tricky. I'll tell you. So, Shema, I'm an anxious girly. I do experience anxiety. Okay. So, fast forward. I do experience anxiety, right? So, I got that diagnosis those many years ago, blah, blah, blah. And then, man, there were other symptoms. There's always been other symptoms, man, but nothing too serious. Nothing that we took too seriously, right? Fast forward, I think I got another diagnosis in 2016. I took meds a little bit. I get tired of taking meds, honestly, and then I stopped. And then obviously I started spiraling. And then with this diagnosis, Now, I got diagnosed with clinical depression and, drumroll please, ADHD. I'm going to talk about ADHD in the next or in another episode. Actually, I want to delve a little deeper into this diagnosis or these diagnoses in the next episode or the next one or the next one or the next one. Yo, I've been yapping for so long. Yo, but I've missed you guys. I've missed talking to you. I'm gonna stop this intro episode here. I have said so much, but there is still so much to talk about. There's still so much I'd like to tell you. There's still so much I'd like you guys to talk to me about. Yeah, again, welcome to Aura K Season 2. Good to have you. Yeah, good to have you. And also welcome to, I know the background is a little unfamiliar and it's a little bland, but it's my home. We are in Boksburg today. Yeah, I will see you guys in the next episode. Please, our social media is still the same. Check out Contraband on YouTube. Check out all the other shows that Contraband has. Guys, Contraband has got like a plethora of shows, including Aura K. Check us out. My Facebook is Oratile Khanakha. My Instagram is Ora Khanakha. My Twitter is @_AURA_K. My Twitter, yes, @_AURA_K. It's my personal Twitter, but it's Aura K because, you know, that's my brand. And then also on Instagram, Aura K Podcast. All right. I will chat to you guys. Yeah, guys. If you want to talk to me personally, if you want to talk to this girl, Oradile Khanak, her name or her Instagram handle is Ora Khanaka. ORA space Khanak. That is me, right? You get me. But there is also Aura K Podcast. There, you may not be answered by me. 9 out of 10 times, your message is going to go to Penyo. And so yeah, emphasis on that. Aura K Podcast. Message us just for like the important Aura K related stuff. If you don't find it, then you can message me directly, right? But yeah, thank you for that important distinction. Bye, guys.